ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
We just got done at the European Central Bank and our speaker was really good. He was very impressive and like very clearly knew all his stuff and had really good answers to everyone's questions. Yeah, overall it was really good, and we're gonna go get some lunch now.
Okay, how was the central bank?
The central bank was great. We were only on the first floor, so we didn't really visit.
You were upset about being just on the first floor, weren't you?
Yeah. But the meeting was great. I think the speaker was very knowledgeable. Is that a word? No, he's very knowledgeable, and you can feel that he knows a lot, and you can get like a more in-depth perspective about a lot of the economy of the Europe, which is really nice.
Welcome to the European Commission. Swag with the bag swag.
Am I in the picture?
How do you feel about the swag?
I don't know.
It's cool stuff, Tina. Be appreciative.
Hello. So this is our first official day in Brussels. It was great.
What are we doing right now?
We're on a city tour.
Keep going. Alright, how did you enjoy the European Council?
Well, it was again very informative, and you get the perspective from the EU Council, and I feel like he definitely knows a lot about his own area, but like during the Q&A section you can see how he couldn't answer all the European foreign policy questions, so that's just how I see it, and overall it was great. Yeah.
We were staying in Paris to get away from your parents, and I thought, wow.
So how was your last day in Brussels and your first night in Paris?
It was great. Everything was great. So I want to talk about our class meeting for the Econ 353 class. So we went to Van Gaal hostel, and then we have a guest, a person from the think tank, from the British think tank, as the speaker, and he was clearly very pro-Brexit, and I really liked the new perspective, since like every meeting that we had so far before him was all pro EU and from the EU officials. So I like the new angle of how like other peoples look at the Brexit and the EU. And I also feel like there are some problems, so I feel like it would be naive to call it unfair, but it's just the fact that they knew Britain leaving EU will cause, it's a huge hit on the EU economy, but then at the same time they want a soft Brexit for the British. So I just thought it's gonna be hard to achieve, and yeah.
Yeah, we don't want anything. Thank you, though.
What's you Lady Gaga?
I'm not interested.
It was really interesting that, so we talked about Belgium and how the migrants are treated in Belgium, basically, and I didn't know this, but so Belgium has 3 official languages, and to even be considered for citizenship, you have to master Dutch, French, and German. You have to have lived in Belgium for 10 years, and then you can start the process of becoming a citizen. And in all honesty, I just think that's like a lot to ask for, considering what these people have been through. And then another thing is cities from all around Belgium just ship the migrants and to Brussels, and Brussels doesn't have the capabilities of housing them, so they live on the streets like you saw. Belgium apparently has a huge Roma population, and most of the Romas are homeless and things, so it's like, it's really sad just to see that a place that's considered such a safe haven like can't even handle the migrant issues. So yeah, that's Belgium.
So we just got done with the immigration lecture at the IES Paris Center. It was really interesting. I feel like it was very informative, and I think it was really good to hear from a perspective of someone that was an immigrant herself. And overall, it did feel a little bit rushed because she definitely had to condense like a lot of things into a short amount of time. And I asked a question related to because she made the statement that like Muslims are also being targeted in it, but the way that she kind of portrayed it I felt was a little bit like misleading, or at least maybe it felt like to me. But overall it was like a really good talk, and I think understanding better okay, these people aren't just Muslim, they're not just this homogeneous population. It's like a multitude of different people that don't identify necessarily together, and it was just overall really, really good talk. And yeah, now we're gonna go find some Chipotle. Alright, so we're back in Freiburg, settling in back into class, and overall the trip was super fun, and my favorite part was just seeing all of the actual EU institutions. I feel like I really just have a better grip on everything that we're learning and seeing how they all actually interact. And I think the most shocking part to me though was in Paris, seeing all the refugee families that were kind of sitting on the street, and especially in contrast with all the luxury shopping. And then I don't know, it's just obviously a huge issue that needs to be dealt with right now. But overall it was super fun, and it's definitely something I'm gonna remember for a long time.
I would say my biggest criticism of the trip was, well, I guess I have two. I didn't really like Brussels. I don't know why, it just rubbed me the wrong way, but also I wish we had seen more people that were people who were critical of the EU. I just feel like we don't get a perspective of both sides, and only hearing the one side of pro-EU is just being shoved down our throats all the time. And I think it would be interesting to hear the other side's opinion and how they think the EU needs to change to combat the migration crisis, or how the EU, if they're pro-Brexit, how the EU needs to work on the negotiations and all that kind of stuff. So I'd definitely say next year, if the administration could work on getting speakers who have that stance, that would be amazing. And then yeah, like Noelle said, it was a great trip, but I'm excited to be back in Freiburg. I don't think I've ever been so excited to see the city. So yeah.
Thanks for watching.
And now they always say congratulations. You made it. I was patient, yeah. Oh, I was patient.